business in Poland. Everyone should know about this. Hi, my name is Stas. I have been living in Poland for 8 years and running a business. And in this video, we will talk about the most important thing, damn it, something that has really been bothering me, and what I have gathered from approximately 200 recent paid consultations that I conducted for 200 different people. Different people with different sources of income, different starting capital, different goals in different countries. I gathered all this, looked at it from the outside, and now I present to you the list, I don't know, of mistakes and solutions that you can make to ensure your business in Poland succeeds and you simply don't fail. Point number 1, now is the best time to enter the European market through Polish jurisdiction. If you are interested in learning more about the comparison between Poland and other countries, why it's important to do business here, right under the video, let me know you're interested. I will record a comprehensive video. But now is the most ideal time to do it. And not because we are involved in company registration or conducting consultations. Thank you, because it is, damn it, really true. And let's figure it out. Firstly, Ukrainians have the opportunity to start private entrepreneurship in Poland. Imagine, it's the same as if in Ukraine, hypothetically, some Turk who doesn't have any residence permit in Ukraine, nothing, was simply allowed to open a sole proprietorship and pay a nominal amount, 5% of the turnover. This is an unprecedented opportunity because you can hypothetically work here under the same conditions in the Polish and moreover the European market. That is, a Polish sole proprietorship allows you to work in the European market and even in the global market. So having such a Polish sole proprietorship, such an opportunity, was also given by another country. This country is England, but it's not so simple there. Firstly, England is far away. For some, it is unreachable. You need to get there, travel there, fly there. There, you need to handle a lot of formalities, whereas here in Poland, nearby you just moved by train and you have access to the entire European market. Secondly, I want to caution you a little, maybe even scare someone. Yes, if you don't do it now, if you don't start a business in Poland now, it might be too late later. Because this opportunity for private entrepreneurship for Ukrainians might be closed. The benefits that Poland provides to Ukrainians might be stopped. Poland currently pays about 500 zlotys per Ukrainian child. This could also be cancelled. Free healthcare, this could also be cancelled. The hassle-free opening of bank accounts for both Ukrainian citizens or for Ukrainian beneficiaries. This could also be cancelled. So now is the best time to establish a company or private entrepreneurship here and quickly open a bank account. Quickly obtain a VAT number, get an EORI number, maybe some kind of license. If you are involved in transportation or you have a work agency, yes, there will be a future. In the worst case, you can freeze it all. Just pack it up like this and let it work on its own rather than regretting it later. And now I constantly encounter such cases. After the war started, yes, everything settled down, and now we are helping Ukrainian entrepreneurs, and someone, Achin, says, we planned this 3 years ago, we planned this 2 years ago, we were looking at Poland 8 years ago. That is, well, people mention some crazy numbers. Come on, guys, you planned this 3 years ago. What else needs to happen for you to diversify risks and start moving here to Europe? And here is an untapped field. Yes, that is, let's put it this way, I seem to. In Ukraine, there is a vast amount of work to be done. There is minimal competition here. Yeah, there are still few of us there. Ukrainians, Belarusians, Ukrainian companies. If the service is poor, you can compete, nobody wants to work. Go ahead and do it. Okay, with motivation, I think that's enough. If anyone needs more motivation, right under the video, and I will record a more structured video on the topic of Poland and why it's really great to do business here. Now, a bit of philosophy, but this is extremely important because, well, imagine, I conduct consultations every day, yes, and, well, listen to me very carefully now. I probably understand something and can somehow observe this whole situation from the outside. So here are the mistakes and the plan to solve these mistakes. First of all, understand the principles of doing business, regardless of which country you are in. There are a few things you fundamentally need to understand. It doesn't matter if you are doing business in Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, or if you are doing business in Poland, Germany, or America. These are things you will encounter in any country. The difference between a sole proprietorship and a company. You need to clearly understand the difference between a sole proprietorship, an individual entrepreneur, and a company. We have a video on this topic. Watch it, pause this video, watch that video, and then come back here. Secondly, what are revenues from expenses, net profit, and what is VAT? I still consult people, some of whom earn serious money, much more than I do. But some people don't know what VAT is, or rather have never dealt with it. And it's understandable that there are many people who have never had a business, and they don't know what a book of income and expenses is. They don't know the difference between net profit and turnover. These are basic, simple things that are easily accessible. Go to YouTube, type in what cash flow in a company is or what turnover is, and you'll find a bunch of useful videos on this topic. Work permit. Because you were born in your country and have always been there, you don't have the concept of a work permit for a foreigner. But as soon as you move to another country, practically any country, you need a work permit. Every country monitors this closely to avoid harming its internal labor market. Every country keeps an eye on this, whether it's Germany or Poland. So understand what it is, specifically how work permits will operate in Poland, and rest easy. And lastly, there's the concept of tax residency. We had a topic with you about CFCs, about controlled foreign companies, about which country's tax resident you are. It's also important to understand. This is for more advanced entrepreneurs. For those who truly have cash flows, incomes from different countries and various sources, it's also extremely an important thing. If you are in Poland for more than 183 days, you become a tax resident, which means you need to, let's say, restructure your income, maybe close some companies, on the contrary, open something, or withdraw money differently somewhere. Okay? So, point number one, based on 200 consultations, understand the principles of doing business. Just the basic things. Understand how taxes are correctly calculated in Poland. Every consultation and every request you make for a paid consultation, by the way, the link is below this video. I am immensely grateful to you, and I explain everything each time. But it's not that difficult. There is already a lot of information available now. We have, and I'll pin a video here on the topic of taxes in Poland. We have great videos on this topic. Please take the time, spend 1 hour of your time, and you will clearly understand what taxes exist in Poland based on what they are paid, because otherwise we will move on to the next points and things won't progress further. If you don't know what corporate income tax is, you can't calculate your profit at all and how much you can ultimately pocket for yourself. Next, understand the local mentality and the so-called unwritten rules of the game. What does mentality mean? Mentality refers to those things that have developed over a long period of time based on culture and language, including wars that have occurred and the nationalities living in this country. It's something like that. And as for the unwritten rules, there's a video on this topic. We also have one from Vitalik. It's really great. It got 8,000 views. Be sure to watch it. These are the subtle things, the subtle trends, the wins that can only be sensed by people like us who have lived here for 8, 9, 10 years. Understand these principles, understand these unwritten rules, and it will become much easier for you to do business. For example, everyone knows that in Germany, decisions are made very slowly, and you might spend 2 years there negotiating with a partner, but if they eventually accept you and confirm, then they are your partner for life. Everyone knows that in Spain, in Italy, and at least in Greece, there is something called a siesta, like from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. You simply don't meet anyone on the street, all cafes close, all shutters are down, and the city just stops. The same principles exist in Poland. Watch the video in the suggestion. A simple example is that, I think everyone already knows, in Poland after 4 p.m. you can't get anything done, you can't reach anyone, no government offices are open, everything closes. Well, in short, everything kind of dies down until the next working day. And there are many such principles and nuances. Based on your understanding of how to do business, considering the Polish tax system, based on understanding the mentality and the unspoken rules ideally, you should calculate the numbers. Yes, I know many people don't like this. I don't like it either. Honestly, I don't know how to calculate at all, but somehow, guys, you need to learn this. Because if you want to do business, business is about numbers, business is about metrics, business is about cash flow. So please learn to calculate numbers. By knowing the taxes, you can sit down and roughly calculate how many sales I will have, what my average check will be, or take the average check and the number of sales you had in your country and apply it all to the Polish tax system. And please understand what the decomposition will be, and in general, how much you will be able to earn here. Next, ideally, conduct a test launch in the Polish market, a test launch of the niche. We even have such a product. We help some clients enter the Polish market and conduct some kind of test launch. This could be sending out commercial offers, or it could be a comprehensive approach where we create a website and launch advertising for it. But if your niche allows for it, definitely do it. Save yourself potentially tens of thousands of dollars by spending $1,000 to $2,000, at most $5,000 at the start, and you can do whatever you want. And understand whether this whole thing is working or not, guys. The last point. Find a guide or an operational manager. Find a person or a company with whom you can closely collaborate. As we like in our countries to be on close terms, so that this guide can accelerate you and launch all processes faster and avoid as many mistakes as possible. Those mistakes that can be made, there are entrepreneurs who say, I don't need this. I want to understand everything myself. I need to control the processes myself. It's important to me, and that's okay. That is, if you have the time, desire, money, and energy for this, great. But practice shows that perhaps not the first time, because there are a lot of scams. In the market, there are a lot of inadequate people who want, let's say, to seem rather than to be. That is, they seem cool, but inside there, it's empty. You need to put in the effort, sift through several contractors. Definitely start with us. To the rest of you, afterwards, you won't want to go anywhere else after having a reasonable interaction with us. But this guide will greatly accelerate you and cover a lot of risks for you. Regarding the manager, an important comment. We often talk about this. Guys, we are talking about Poland. In Poland, they speak Polish. In Ukraine, they speak Ukrainian. The state language is Ukrainian, yes. There's no need to get offended or no aggressive, but yes, to act aggressively or to make accusations. If an inspector calls you at 7 in the morning and asks you something in Polish, like, hello Stas, are you there, I don't know, registering a company, and is the address correct? It doesn't matter what, yes. In Poland, they speak Polish. In banks, it's preferable to speak Polish. Find yourself either a manager or just be ready to speed up and learn Polish in 3 months. Thank God, Polish is very simple. It's a simple story. House in Polish is dom, so yes. There is some confusion and pun in certain words, but overall it's a very simple language. It's not German, yes. It's not Spanish. So come on, well, spend some time, hire a tutor. If you're an entrepreneur, in 2 months, in 3 months, you can understand the basics. Or again, hire someone on staff, some girl, boy, yes, for a small salary, or a more professional company like ours, which can, well, solve issues in Polish and also deal with tax optimization and other operational matters. That's all. I believe this video was useful for you. If so, please write in the comments whether it was useful or not, because I thought for a long time about what to record. In a way, I'm kind of tired of talking about company registration, about what PESEL and EPUAP are. I hope you know what PESEL and EPUAP are. Don't ask me under this video. And I wanted to talk a little about such a philosophical topic, but at the same time no less important. As for me, this is the most important thing I can give you at this current point. Subscribe to our channel if you need help entering the Polish market. Company registration, consultations below. All the links are below the video. Watch.